Hey, what is going on, everybody? My name is Dean, or as most of you know me, Twisty, and today we're going to be taking a look at some cricket stuff, or basically like picking our first Test 11 for Australia versus Pakistan. If you do enjoy today's video, make sure you do leave a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and make sure you're turning on notifications so you don't miss anything. So I'm kind of going to do like two little selections here. I'm going to do two teams. I'm going to do one team, which is what I think will probably be the Test 11 for the first Test team. And then I'm going to do one team, which is probably what I would like to see happen for the first Test side. So let's get into the first team, which is what I think the team is going to be. Now, I haven't necessarily picked a full team here, but I've got about 7 players of the 11 that I think are absolute locks in the side. Warner at 1, Labuschagne at 3, Smith at 4, Payne at 7, Cummins, Hazelwood, and Lyon. They're my 7 players that I think are 100% locks. So in that, I've got 3 batsmen, the keeper, and 3 bowlers that I think are absolute locks. We've also got that number 1 opening position, or the number 2 opening position still available, which I think is going to be one of the biggest, highly contested spots on the team throughout the summer. In England, we saw Australia play Marcus Harris and Cameron Bancroft in there. Joe Burns was obviously the opener last time we played a series in Australia, last Test series in Australia. So is it up between those 3 spots? I probably think yes. The other thing is Khawaja was dropped late in the last Test series. Is he possibly a chance to open the batting in Test cricket, given that Labuschagne's probably taken his spot over at 3, and they really like playing Khawaja in Australia, so that's like another thing, whether or not they go with him. So I don't know, I'm really sort of torn on who I think is going to be that second opener. I think Marcus Harris is probably the guy that the selectors like to pick, so I'm going to say Marcus Harris locked in at number 2. Then the next spot that comes up for grabs is the spot at number 5. You know, we've seen Travis Head play that role throughout most of the summer, and he looked okay during the Ashes series. He didn't look like anything special, but he actually looked like he was learning at playing first-class cricket. I've also got Khawaja maybe as potentially in at this slot at number 5, but I don't know how well he goes in the middle order compared to how he's going at the top of the order. So whether or not they want to play Khawaja in that role at number 5, I'm not too sure. The other option, I think, is probably Matthew Wade. He played good in patches throughout the Ashes series, made a ton of Sheffield Shield runs last season in first-class Australian domestic cricket. So whether or not he keeps his spot or whether he's no longer in the team, we'll have to wait and see. But at number 5, I am going to lock in Travis Head as my position there, as who I think is going to get that spot. I think Travis Head will be our number 5. So that makes the top 5 Warner, Harris, Labuschagne, Smith, and then Head at 5. They're sort of your frontline batsmen. Then at 6, especially in Australia love to have an all-rounder, a bowling all-rounder, a pace bowling all-rounder, to be specific. Because obviously, Labuschagne can bowl some leg spin, but we love having a pace bowling all-rounder. So that immediately gives me with 2 sort of thoughts here, which is Mitchell Marsh and Marcus Stoinis. So Marsh is obviously, probably the frontline choice there. They really like how he goes about his bowling, and he sort of gets picked as a bowling all-rounder rather than a batting all-rounder. If they're going to pick Stoinis, that would also be the case if they're picking a bowling all-rounder. For a long period of time, they had Shane Watson in that position as well. So whether or not Australia go down that route of just continuing to pick Mitch Marsh, hoping he's going to eventually find some form with the bat, on which he's done on a few occasions, but majority of the time he's sort of fell back. Or if they go with someone like a Stoinis to fill that role. The other option again, do they play Wade at 6 like they did for a lot of the Ashes? Do they put another specialist batsman in there? Obviously, Nick Maddinson can't be really considered for that position anymore, given he's got a break for mental health issues. So hopefully we wish all the best to Nick Maddinson. But I think that they are going to go with that bowling all-rounder, and I think it is going to be Mitchell Marsh in at 6. Then I think the only other spot up for grabs is a spot between the bowlers. I think it's that big, fast bowler that they're going to go with. Do they go with Pattinson or do they go with Mitchell Starc? They went with Pattinson a couple of times throughout the Ashes. Did Starc only played 1 test throughout the Ashes, I think. I can't remember if he actually played any test matches throughout the Ashes. I just can't remember it. But I do think Mitchell Starc will be that last seeming bowler. Pattinson, I don't know, actually. I think they're going to pick Mitchell Starc. I think they just like the left arm variety. Although I was very surprised that they didn't go with Starc throughout the Ashes in England. I think in Australia, the bouncier wickets would probably suit him a bit better because he likes, obviously, bowling short as well with that steaming hot pace. So the 11 that I think it's going to be, it's fairly predictable in my opinion. Warner and Harris to open. Labuschagne, Smith, and Head at 3, 4, and 5. Then Mitchell Marsh at 6. Tim Payne at 7 as the keeper and the captain. Then Cummins, Hazelwood, Starc, and Lyon. Or not in any specific order there. It'd probably be Cummins, Starc, Hazelwood, and Lyon as your, bottom 4 and your 4 key bowlers. So that's what I think is probably most likely to happen. But I also have what I would like to happen up in there as well. Man, I don't even know what I would change about this team. I almost think they might even just not go with the all-rounder. So I'm looking at what I said I think would be the team and what I would like to see in the team. I would probably like to not see the bowling all-rounder in terms of the Marsh and Stoinis. I think we probably need an extra batsman in there. I know that we've got our bowling rotation policy, so we can probably go a little bit better with rotating our bowlers throughout this summer. The all-rounder position, I'm going to not have an all-rounder position. I'm going to put Matthew Wade into the squad there at 6. I'm going to throw a surprise and put Khawaja as the opener for my team. And at 5, I'm going to throw in Will Pucovski because I think that he is a young up-and-comer. Maybe deserves a chance. I think they're playing in Australia a tour squad match on Friday, I think, is when they play that, and that'll probably decide, I guess, who makes it into that final team. So we'll have to wait and see on how it all plays out. I've given you what I think the 11 will be. I've given you what my 11 would be if I was a selector. And I hope it's just a really good summer of cricket for Australia. We've obviously dominated the 2020s so far. Let's see how we go in the test matches. We can sort of rebound, I guess, from last year. It was sort of just like, it was a weird time in cricket for Australia because as spectators, we just wanted to see them show something because we were, it was coming off the back of all that bad stuff that had happened throughout Cape Town and the ball tampering stuff, which is well and truly behind us now. Smith's back. He's the best in the world. Warner's back. He's playing pretty well in the short form. Hopefully he gets that back on Australian soil during the longer form of the game. So that's what I can't wait to see. I hope this video wasn't too long. I didn't want to ramble on too long. I wanted to make it reasonably short. But those are my Test 11 predictions for Australia's first test against Pakistan, which starts next Thursday. So we'll probably know a team closer to then. We've got about 8 days before it obviously happens. Remember, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure you leave a big thumbs up. Let me know down in the comments below what your Test 11 would be. I want to know what you guys would probably pick. But otherwise, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.